Hey guys, this is my review of the Redcat Racing Blackout XTE Pro brushless, as you can see there. Well, started getting an RC probably last Christmas. This is my first real hobby grade RTR truck that I've owned. I love it. It's nice. Got the blue, of course. Went with the truck style instead of Suburban because watching and reading a lot of reviews that the little Suburban looking body would always have problems breaking if it landed on its roof because of the rear high body posts. So I opted with the truck and I have no complaints. Overall, this truck for what, 200 to 250 price range, I'd say is a darn good buy. Compared to Traxxas, yeah, Traxxas is a well-known brand. You are also paying for that name, of course. But yeah, I mean, they're durable also. But this is about Redcat here. I chose it. Fast, affordable, fun. That's what they say. Here it is. Well, over probably the last 8 months, I have done a lot of bashing. I've learned a lot about this truck. I've done some things to it to make it stronger, more durable. I would put this against any Traxxas 1 to 10 scale right now as it is. After I've done a few things and learned a lot from bashing and doing jumps and doing drifting and playing in the dirt, on the concrete, and the grass, you name it. I've even sunk this into water up to the windows. I mean, I'd say probably just above the bottom of those windows. Totally submerged, kept driving, actually drove right out of it. So it was real nice, handled fine, nothing seized up, nothing shorted out. Electronics were good to go. I'd say the most problems I've had with this actual Blackout is the Spur gear. Spur gear. I mean, guys, this is a LiPo powered truck. Once you put a LiPo battery in there, it changes the game. You're going to get a faster vehicle, and in change, it's harder on the vehicle itself. So that's my problem. I've replaced the Spur gear in the last 8 months, probably, I think, a total of 4 times. But the replacement parts are so cheap. It's like, $6-7 on eBay and free shipping, and it's here in a couple days. There's a few choice guys I'd buy from. Third Coast RC, do a lot of shopping through them for Redcat stuff. There's a few other names, but I mean, you can look them up, search them. You'll see what I mean. But here we go. Tires. Since I got it last Christmas, very durable, very durable. But I live in Michigan here, so stupid me. 17-degree weather at night, ice. I wanted to take it out for its first run, and it was happened to be at my work. All happy, like a kid. Kid with a new toy. But anyways, well, I, had it full throttle, spun it out, and it slid right into a car. Broke the center piece right out of the rim. But hey, user error. So that's my fault. It didn't break anything by itself. Truck body, I've, found pretty durable. I've also done a few things to make it more durable. I found out its wear spots, when it flips over and when I'm doing, 45, 50, it slides. So I've used some hot glue, or you can use liquid electrical tape, put it on my corners, raise it up a little bit, make it a little more durable. But A lot of people complain about this body. It is. When I first got it, I always looked at the body because I've seen the reviews about it. So it isn't. You know, it's very flimsy out of the box. This is what I did. This is the inside of the body. Gorilla tape. One layer. Don't want to make it too heavy. But you know what? This thing's flipped, landed on its top, everything. Yeah, it might crack it or something, but you will not lose a body piece. Everything's still intact on my body, still solid. You can drop it, you can even hear how it's more solid. A little bit heavier. But body posts, nothing's broke through. The Gorilla Tape acts like a padding almost. Keeps it good to go. Nothing's going to show through. I don't know about the Suburban body. I'd probably reinforce that back posts a little bit because those are tall posts. Keep that rear end up. Anyways, as you can see, I installed some large LED headlamps. Good old Velcro tape. You know, you got to think about that. You're going to be pulling it in and out, daytime running. Want something easy access. Velcro tape works great. Alright, here are my headlamps. You guys can do this too, pretty simple. Of course, see where I reinforce Gorilla Tape on the bumper? Because when it flips, it's laying on that front bumper. So you need a little padding. See those indentations on the bottom? It just shows you. Here's where, from not putting that tape on before, I put a couple layers there though. And I cracked that side bumper before I put it on there. But you can see I've done a lot of flipping and sliding. These headlamps even hold up. But the shell is pretty broke up. Anyways, so that's the body. That's what I do. Make it stronger, more durable. It'll last you. Same body. I haven't spent any more money on it. Still looks good once you wash it up. Alright, to the actual chassis, motor system, ESC, shocks, stabilizers, all that stuff, shock towers. Bonus, really thick aluminum shock towers. Yeah, it's going to take a lot for you to snap those even in cold weather. But don't push it. You figure anything you hit at 40 to 50 miles per hour, even in the summer, you figure a regular car, it's gonna explode. So you're gonna break something. So, I mean, of course, it's an RC car. Even Traxxas will break on you if you hit something at 40, 50 miles per hour, no problem. Alright, well, this is how I made this thing better. Let's zoom in here. Check things out. Alright, you can see the simple little things, the pins, colored. Put those zip ties on there, because you will lose them when you're out in the field or something like that. Something I learned in the military. Zip tie that shit down. Alright, Spur gear. No problems, no more. You cannot find this in stores at all. This is the only one I've seen to do this. Notice, steel pinion, steel spur gear. Notice the cover, custom cut it, put holes in it so it can spit the dirt out. Since now they're steel, I had a lot of problems with rocks getting in my case, in my cover there, and little pebbles jamming in my spur gear tooth, right in those gaps. And then it would just sound like it was just skipping, so then I'd have to deal with taking the covers off again. And, that's time consuming. The whole process probably takes an hour, taking it off and putting it back on with new spur gear and pinion, because once you started burning it, you'd most likely burn the pinion gear out too. Let's set up on the side there. But yep, you can see I took, let's focus a little bit, there we go. But you can see I cut that cover. This is a chassis sitting on its side, guys, so you don't get messed up here. Still stock motor, but that spur gear is a biggie. I'll share you a secret. Make your Blackout more durable. Alright? Spur gear. Found it. It's the same one as the Volcano Redcat makes. 64T tooth. Get it. I ordered from HSP 1 to 10 scale the pinion gear, which is 29T. You know, because normally your stock comes with a 17T and a 55T spur gear, 17T pinion. Well, I had to match up the gear ratio. I kind of took the torque down a little bit to add speed. More teeth on the pinion, more teeth on the spur gear, so I had to kind of compensate for the stock. But it was a good upgrade. I still have the torque, but I have probably 10 more miles per hour in speed. These tires, even though solid, they pancake big time. Balloon. I actually blew one tire out the other day, but it still holds together when I'm just doing regular driving. It kind of ripped apart at the seam because I let a little boy play with it, and he really throttled it, put it on its side, and you know how the differential, of course the loose tire really spins, so it kind of blew that out. But anyways, so that's what I did. Spur and pinion, no problems anymore, and it can handle those lipos. Waterproof, great, everything is waterproof. They're not lying about it. Buy it. I love this truck. I would not trade it up, sell it for, let's say, a fucking, excuse my language, you know, Traxxas brand. I mean, you know, I like Traxxas, don't get me wrong. Never owned one. Seen a lot of guys drive them. Radio, stock radio is pretty good. It's kind of like a knockoff Fly Sky, you know, GT, whatever. You know, it works great. It's heavier, a little bit bulkier than the, you know, my other RC here, Fly Sky. I like that. That has a rechargeable lithium for the battery. You don't need these 8 batteries that make this handle huge. But anyways, and you know, if you can find a longer battery too, I like my stock 3200 20C burst. That's cool, you know. It's great batteries. Batteries start off with 15 minutes run time. About, you know, depending how hard you push it. And I push mine pretty hard. So I decided 5200, and I decided to go 35C. You can really tell a difference the higher the burst number. So my last battery pack was 5200 30C, but like somehow one of the connections melted. I'm glad it didn't explode and burn my Blackout out, because then it'd really be blacked out. But anyways, good buggy, love it. Made it even more durable. Put stiffer shocks in the rear end. I know all you guys have probably had the same problem as I did. When you're turning, that front suspension, man, it's soft, it's nice, oil-filled, threaded, whatever, adjustable, but it does not rebound quick enough, so you end up turning a lot. When you think you're trying to straighten out, well, it's still going to turn on you. I stopped that by putting stiffer springs in the rear end and then threaded down my front shocks, still to make them soft, but it helps it rebound quicker. So when you turn, you're straight. You keep going the direction you want to go instead of keep turning. So, little tip, guys. Just, you know, trust me, trial and error. I've spent nights even thinking about this thing. Kind of weird, but being new to the whole RC, you know, I wanted to make this thing as best as I could. Now, it's you know, it's a lot of times at night just staring at the thing, trying to figure out how you can make it better. Love the bumpers, spring-loaded already. This loop here, it really pushes in, you know. You can see that. It makes it bounce off things. And of course, don't hit it at full speed. You'll probably snap it, but it's gonna bounce. Other than that, tires, man. I've really drove on this thing, and these tires have lasted, so that's pretty cool. Good job, Redcat. Alright, durability, just a skid plate, you know, I decided to add. Bam. You will not find one anywhere. Yeah, I kind of free-handed that. I still got an opening for my Spur gear. You can see at the bottom there. Lets the dirt, water, whatever drain out quicker. It's just a skid plate. I decided to drill the holes and put the screws in to make it part of the chassis. A lot of times this is just, a hobby grade aluminum. This is actually from an HVAC system, sheet metal aluminum. But, having problems here, guys. Anyways, let me back out. There we go. But you can go to your local hobby store and probably find a sheet metal, draw it out, and put it on there. It's just a skid plate. It's not strong enough to be the chassis itself. But wow, I have not driven it yet. I just put this thing on last night. At my work, I had a buddy cut it out, bend it up for me, and then I did the drilling and placement. But yeah, so this thing, like I said, I'll put it up against Traxxas, and the speed upgrades now with the new steel spur gear, which, like I said, I have not seen anybody else with it. So take a look at it and get it done, man. It's worth it. I had to buy a rotary tool. I don't know if you guys heard of Harbor Freight. Went there, paid $10 with warranty, 15. Anything breaks, wears out, I can go get new ones. If it doesn't at the end of the year, before the end of the year, go get yourself a new rotary tool. But anyways, it's not about Harbor Freight. But anyways, do it. This is worth it. Buy the truck. Like I said, I've put it through everything. Army veteran, infantry. I know dirt. I know ground pounding. I definitely put this through some rigorous terrain. So, like I said, I got my XTE. That's a nice buggy too. Very durable. People complain because it's flexible, but I love it. I haven't broke shit on it. But anyways, alright guys, hopefully this helps you out. I love my truck. Like I said, little things too. Do your clips like this, color code them. Trust me, when you lose them out in the grass or out on the concrete, I always find mine. So, alright guys, take care. Hopefully this helps you out. And I will talk to you later.